I'm in mining.
Okay.
Yeah, so I manufacture medication.
If you're studying to become an academic, but you don't have a skill, in this economy, it's meaningless.
My advice is all about chasing dreams, but chasing dreams doesn't mean that you have to be reckless in terms of like maybe choosing a career that you can see that there are no opportunities that are around.
I think the first thing is identify your strengths. We're all different. You can't expect a fish to have its strengths on the ground, nor can you expect a lion walking to be strong in the sea. Market yourself.
Okay.
Be different. Differentiate is quite key, because what are you presenting that is different, that hasn't been done before?
I don't know. I didn't start out looking. I didn't start out, as a kid with the dream of being a miner.
Okay.
It just happened.
It just happened.
Yeah, I've been a hustler for all my life. I've been doing all sorts of things: food, drinks, meat, Korea, IT.
Yeah.
And then mining came in, and then I got stuck in it.
And then I guess throughout that process, there were a lot of failures and
lots of failures.
Can you just tell us, maybe just what was it like growing and becoming where you are today?
I think I failed about 100 times. I think I had probably 100 failures before maybe 2 or 3 successes.
Is it?
Yeah.
And what have you learned from those failures?
Don't give up.
I see.
Yeah, don't give up, and stay focused. If you just do one business at a time, you're going to do much better. Because if you have too many things, too many chickens, you can't maintain a focus on that. So rather focus on one business, give it your best, and if it fails, it fails. But more than anything, don't give up. But the strength to carry on and not give up, you will not have it on your own. So the best lesson, or the secret advice, is to seek God.
Seek God.
Yeah.
Seek God,
Matthew 6:33. Seek His kingdom and its righteousness first, and all will be added.
Yeah, we actually spoke to Pastor Mufukeng right now, and he actually gave us the very same advice.
Yeah.
You put God at the center of everything.
Put Him first, and then He will direct your steps.
Is it?
Yeah, He will direct your steps. Your failures will be lessons. Your lessons will be steps. You can't fail.
Yeah, and what's the importance of education in your view?
Look, education in the sense of getting a skill is important. If you're studying to become an academic, but you don't have a skill, in this economy, it's meaningless. You must have a skill. The skill to be able to turn an idea into a product that you can sell, or to solve a solution. That's more important. So I believe skilled artisans are more, they have a better opportunity to make a living.
Okay.
Rather than somebody who's got many degrees. Education is important, but educating yourself in what skill? So vocational skills, artisans, engineering, things that you can do today and turn it into a product and sell. If you're skilled in that, you have a better chance than somebody who's a PhD in something, but they can't produce something. You must be a producer for you to survive.
I see.
Yeah.
What's the importance of sales in your business?
Important.
Okay.
Yeah, it's critical. If you can't sell, at a minimum, if you're a business person, you must be able to sell at least your vision.
Okay.
You must be able to sell to a partner, to a friend, to a potential investor, to colleagues and people that you work with, your vision. If people don't buy into your vision, they can't follow you. You can't lead them.
Yeah.
And if you can't lead people, you're going to have a dysfunctional plan. It's not going to work. Even if it's a small team like this, you guys are just 3 of you.
Yeah.
Somebody woke up today and said, let's do this. Somebody sold something to somebody, and somebody believed it and they bought it. So being a skilled salesperson is critical.
It's critical.
And if you can sell to 3 people, you can sell to 1,000. If you can sell to 1,000, you can sell to millions. You must be able to sell at a minimum, at least to yourself.
What's the most amount of money someone can make in the industry in mining?
No, man. The mining is it's basically you can make your own number, I mean, we started our business in 2016.
Okay.
We struggled for probably about 5 years up post-COVID. We were struggling to pour diesel, pay salaries, all sorts of other things. It took 1 month. 1 month.
That's gone through the roof.
Yeah.
Through the roof.
So you can make a lot of money in 1 month, or you can lose a lot of money in 1 month. If you focus and you've got the right team, you build the right team, and you've got God on your side, my man, you can make an unbelievable amount of money. Yeah.
Do you believe in luck?
I think luck is a function of when God calls you.
Okay.
He says, the Bible says that no one can come to me except, Jesus says, no one can come to my Father except through me. So Jesus needs to call you. So there are some people that he doesn't call. And I think those guys are unlucky.
I see.
Yeah. So, but there are other people that he calls.
All right.
And those guys are lucky. I think my greatest luck is having known Christ, because without him, I would have failed, and I would have stayed in failure. So luck is a function of how well and how close you are to Christ.
I see. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thanks.
I think the first thing is identify your strengths. Okay. We're all different. You can't expect a fish to have its strengths on the ground, nor can you expect a lion walking to be strong in the sea. Wow. So the important thing is just to understand who you are, what you're about, and what you can offer. There's always an opportunity. We live in one of the countries that has a lot of opportunities that exist. And I think it's also about being patient. The social media platforms that are being shown out there, they don't show you what happens in the background. The sweat, the tears, the rejections, and all the other things. So a rejection is not necessarily a denial, it's just a delay. So keep pushing, do what you have to do, try again and again and again and again, and you're gonna get there eventually.
Is it? And you mentioned opportunities. How does someone find these opportunities?
Once you've identified what you want, typically, you need to also separate. Are you going the entrepreneurial route or are you going with the corporate route? Currently, I'm doing the corporate route, but have currently not aspirations. Do have a pipeline in terms of in the farming space. In terms of doing farming. That for me had to come with a lot of being exposed to the right places, understanding things like the AGOA treat, the AGOA Act and things like that, to create those opportunities, create that visibility. And also the one thing that we are failing to do, when we have typical things like, now we currently have a trade war between China and America. And essentially what that does to a person who's not involved in the war, there's going to be a gap, because there's going to be a shortfall of something that needs to be supplied. So we need to start thinking and tuning our minds into thinking in that level of that mindset that converts. So find gaps, and when there's a story being told, where there's a problem being presented, find the solution.
It's all about being a problem solver and adopting the mentality. So you mentioned you're trying to juggle a little bit both of the corporate and the entrepreneurial routes. How do they compare? Which one would you go long term? Which one would you advise someone to go for?
Obviously, the disadvantage with corporate is that it stops at a certain age. Even if you don't want to stop, you're forced to stop anyway at the age of 60, I think. So, and the other thing is, we don't work in a world where we encourage nepotism. It's not like when my period ends, I can say to my daughter, come take over my position. You know what I mean? So what you then need to, what you then typically do, you then now need to create a platform for your legacy and for everybody. So for me, definitely having your own whatever works better. But not everybody has the ability. Remember, not everyone is born to run businesses, and not everybody is born to be in the corporate space. So some people are born to work for others, you know. So for me personally, what works better for me obviously is running your own business. But sometimes you can't. So
you mentioned you're in the game farming kind of space. You actually had a couple of interviews with a few game farm owners as well.
Well, I'm not in the game farming, I'm in the poultry farming.
Poultry farming.
Yes.
Poultry farming. What's the most amount of money someone can make in poultry farming?
A lot, a lot.
What ranges?
It's
Give us
about,
numbers.
it depends on which aspect of the poultry farming you're owning.
Okay.
It's a full chain. It's a full value chain.
Okay.
And I'll give you an example. A typical person maybe who does, so let's say you've got your bird, you have them from day one, then you have them right through for 6 weeks, and after 6 weeks you have them, then you sell them to a typical market, you know, like a chicken.
Yeah.
So there's the market that actually grows the bird. There's the market that actually has the hatchery for the bird for day one.
Yeah.
That market, you sell the bird, I think maybe it's 10 Rand at the moment.
Okay.
And then to raise the bird, maybe you're looking at about 5 Rand, 6 Rand or something. My numbers could be very
Understood.
Then you have the period where you grow the bird. Then you have the period where the bird must be slaughtered. Then you have the period where you must penetrate it into the market. So all those, they have different opportunities that exist. You can make a lot of money.
A lot of money, okay.
And the current world, it's got only the big boys, the industry big boys that occupy it. So it's very tricky.
So there's a high barrier of entry. I think,
Yes, there's definitely a big barrier of entry. But I think I'm noticing, especially in the property space, a lot of people doing like forming some conglomerates, merging together so that they have the funds to take up on the big guys.
And then you mentioned that you just started this whole entrepreneurship. What's the secret to scaling that business? Scaling and becoming from a six-figure to a 7-figure business?
I think market yourself.
Okay.
Be different. Differentiate is quite key, because what are you presenting that is different, that hasn't been done before? Currently, everything is being done before. And also understanding how the world is evolving. So if everybody's doing they're offering grass and their grass is green, how is your grass going to be different if it's green? You know, what are you going to do differently? How is it going to survive in the current world that is constantly changing with technology, with so many elements that are contributing to it? Check the latest technology, be involved, read,
guys.
Yeah.
Read, guys. Okay, all right. So it's just a matter of reading and diversifying yourself and making yourself different from the other players in the game.
Definitely.
Sales, how important is that in your business?
Very. That's what it's about. That's what it boils down to. Market yourself,
okay.
Sell, everything.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
All right, okay.
Do you mind just telling me what you actually do for a living?
I'm a pharmacist.
Pharmacist.
Yeah, so I manufacture medication. Medication that you buy, I manufacture most of them, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, what would you actually advise somebody in our generation to actually get into, the youth?
My advice is all about chasing dreams, but chasing dreams doesn't mean that you need to be reckless in terms of like maybe choosing a career that you can see that there are no opportunities that are around. So currently we have a lot of courses in school that do not have like opportunities after graduating. So one needs to learn by looking how many people graduated and how many people got a job for that career. So if you look at that, I think that will open a way for you to understand that this career might have a lot of opportunities or not. So that's how I pursued this career. So it was not something that I planned, but it's just something that I just looked around, who's working where, then I chose the career.
And then you said that you're a pharmacist, right?
Yeah.
So what struggles do you actually have, especially with our current economy in South Africa? What are the sort of struggles that you go with? Experience, yeah. I will say the struggles mostly when you work with people. So people tend to take pharmacy as if like it's a shop. Let's say for instance like clicks. People will take it like as if it's a shop. They just want to go in and get out without realizing that medication are more important than just a supermarket where you can just pick something and leave. Any medication you take, there's a possibility that it can lead to death if you don't use it like accordingly. So people tend to miss that and they tend to just go straight to say that I just want this, you're wasting my time, I want to go. So those are the struggles that we face daily, trying to encourage people and make them learn about medication, to say that medication is not about just taking and going home. Because one mistake, I give you a medication, possibilities of it taking your life are very, very high. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, if you don't mind me asking, what are the sort of numbers you see on a monthly, yearly basis in your business?
We don't like talking about money.
I know, but you can even give me a range.
Yeah. Salary-wise, it does range from like 60 to almost 120,000. You can get that.
Then yearly, that means
yearly close to 900 to
a million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you focus and actually show up.
Yes, if you show up, that's easy to even get.
And then I think one of my other questions is: do the people you surround yourself with play a huge role in actually what you making it in life?
I can say maybe the friends that you surround yourself with, but not like maybe family and
because you can control.
Yes, those you can control. Because I believe for me, I can't say my friends that I surrounded with. Most of my friends that I grew up with ended up being criminals. Most of them ended up being sideways. So I still had those friends. Even when I go home, I still see them. But I chose another
different path.
So it's all about you as a person, what you want in life, and what you want to achieve. Because you can still be friends with successful people and don't become successful. So the same can go with about not being successful as well.
So would you actually advise somebody in our generation to actually look into becoming a pharmacist in our generation?
Yeah, there is a lot of opportunity. And currently with AI taking over, you can see that things are going to change. So if you are like a person who is focused on computers and AI and you go into pharmacy, I think you can come up with a lot of ideas. We still use like systems that are very old that I can say that people used to use them, like maybe in the US, they used the same system maybe in the 80s, but we're still using the same system now in South Africa. So we need that intervention of AI and upgrading of systems. So once that can be channeled in, so I think opportunities will open, a lot of opportunities will open in pharmacy.
Okay, and then my last question is going to be, so let's say there's somebody in grade 7 or grade 9 looking into choosing a career path.
Yeah.
Would you say that which industry would you say they should actually look into? Let's say they're confused, they don't know what to do, because that's actually what's happening, you know. Which industry would you say, okay, I know you want to do this, but look into this more?
Yeah. So let's say, basically, I'll say health. Health has a lot of opportunities. So opportunities is not only medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, the big ones, nursing. There are a lot of opportunities like renal dialysis, whereby your job is just to help people clean their blood through the kidneys, people who have kidney failures. And other ones are like radiology, whereby you work in the radiopharmacy and all that. So I think there are a lot of opportunities in health, not only on the big ones that we know, but there's a lot of opportunities in health.
So look into health.
Yeah, look into health, because I don't think people will ever stop being sick. So
you did, and that's something AI can unfortunately not take over.
They can take over that. So, however, we still want to need people to care for the sick. So look for in health, then you'll find an opportunity there.
So you'll be set.
Yeah.
You guys heard that yourself, guys. Thank you very much for your time.